Ripple didn't give up. Yeah, they could have continued this appeal and won even more items, but they ended this lawsuit on their own terms. The legal fight with the SEC, it's done. Quietly, with finality, and exactly how institutions prefer it. Both sides getting along. Ripple, they withdrew their appeal. The SEC, they're not contesting, their withdrawal is coming soon. This tells you one thing. Everyone, and I mean everyone involved, wants this chapter closed and fast. Why? Well, the next chapter, it's bigger. It's the real deal. XRP ETFs, the futures ETFs, they're already live, paving the way for the spot ETF. And RLUSD, it's currently being woven into Wall Street's back end. And Ripple's banking charter bid, this ain't a PR stunt. It's a regulatory siege with BNY Mellon, the Fed, and now the OCC in the picture here. This isn't about courtrooms anymore. This is about clearing the way for the future of finance. Now, before we get into it, if you've got a friend, a family member who's deep into XRP like we are, shoot them this video in a quick text. We're not talking about blasting social media. I mean your real circle. Send it to them direct, your inner circle. Jungle Link, this is for us. And word of mouth, that keeps it this way. Now, let's see this. XRP at a crossroads. Regulatory breakthrough and market evolution. Now, this is a critical moment for the crypto space, for Ripple, and the XRP ecosystem. As regulatory battles have concluded, institutional adoption accelerates, and that's what this blockchain and this company really specialize in. Real-world adoption, solving real-world problems for actual enterprise. We see exploding ETF momentum, both futures products that are seeing significant volume and also ETFs that are getting ready to be approved. And Ripple, they're really expanding with violence, with precision, their financial infrastructure. It's just a matter of time. This is the future. The time is now here. Now, Ripple's strategic surrender, if you will, walking away from this case, appealing their withdrawal, what does this tell you? We've been waiting. When is the SEC going to drop their appeal? They're not going to drop one side if they don't have assurances the other side's doing the same here, and really quick. I suspect it's going to happen in this next meeting, but it's just a matter of time. And it's not just Ripple that, dropping their appeal. You have everyone else waiting, because it's my opinion that as long as this is going, it's going to be difficult to start approving these ETFs for other altcoins, the broader crypto market. You got to clear this out. A lot of people are waiting for this. It's going to happen. Big money ain't waiting. Now is the time. We're going to see that appeal withdrawn. It'll be filed, and we'll know it's go time. And when that happens, I bet you we see BlackRock descend and start filing their applications as well. You notice they're kind of not just staying away from XRP, the broader crypto market. It's because they know it's not time, but when it is time, they are going to jump in here. Again, Ripple officially withdraws cross appeals against the SEC, signaling confidence in an imminent resolution. It's happening. They ain't going to drop that if there was anything left up in the air. They understand the plan. They know the plan. We will find out here shortly. This calculated move suggests internal knowledge that the SEC will follow suit. They know it. They know when it's probably going to happen as well. The SEC, they're going to drop that appeal. They are strategically aligned with Ripple. We see them. They went to the judge together saying, hey, let's lower the penalties. Let's get rid of this injunction. And even though the judge didn't approve it, that signaled to the market that everyone's getting along. Everyone's on the same page. And that's what really matters here. We have a huge backlog of crypto ETFs just waiting for approval. This has to get going here. I think we are going to get an imminent drop of that appeal by the SEC, and it's going to clear the way, and that's really the big deal here. This is going to create a regulatory domino effect. The case is going to be closed. It's all over Red Rover, and this gives us clarity, of course. We know there's not going to be any appeals. There's not going to be any changes. That is the law of the land, and you're not going to have any other cases here that are going to change that are going to challenge that. That's over, and we can coast right into new regulations that are just on the horizon. This is really exciting for everyone involved. ETF acceleration, that's going to clear the path for XRP ETF, both in bundled products and also standalone products. And just them allowing those future products to trade, that's it. We know it's game over because this position has been taken to court. And the SEC knows that. They lost on that. They allowed a Bitcoin futures ETF to trade, and the judge said you have to allow the spot as well. They're not going to let an XRP futures ETF trade unless they are going to approve it in the future. We just know that. And this is an institutional entry point. Reduced legal uncertainty enables Wall Street to participate. These new products like futures ETFs, spot ETFs, they allow them to jump in here and participate in the future. They can't just have Ledger Nanos with XRP, under their pillows. They need these types of products. XRP momentum is no longer theoretical. The XRP ETF era has arrived. And we see this with futures-based ETFs. There's 3 of them. Don't ignore them. Just because you and I may not invest in these types of things, it shows there's a lot of demand out there. Combined assets under management have already surpassed 600 million for these inferior products, these future ETFs that aren't as good, higher fees. It's not what you want, and there's already demand there. It's growing rapidly, and that tells you on the other side of this thing, when we get a spot ETF, there's demand on the other side, and that's what's important. Both these future ETFs showing great growth and also the flood of people trying to file to get it approved. They know what's on the other side of this. Really, when we look at everything that's transpired, sometime between now and the end of this year, we should see the first spot XRP ETF begin trading, potentially triggering significant capital inflows. You heard those reports. Billions of dollars of money from institutions flowing into this asset. It's going to be popular. It's a top 3 crypto asset as they expand into the broader, crypto market. XRP is going to be one of their stops and one at the top of their list. You're going to see a lot of money flowing in here. The transition from futures-based to spot ETFs represent a critical evolution in institutional cryptocurrency adoption. Again, potentially unlocking billions. We're already at 600 million assets under management. It's just going to grow in a big way here. Ripple having a lot of success. This is great to see. We're seeing huge success in the growth of RLUSD, already a top 20 stablecoin, and it was just launched at the end of last year. This is just the beginning of this journey, and it's already growing rapidly. You're going to see more support, more use. Exciting. Partners like BNY Mellon, primary custodian right now of RLUSD reserves. That's giving Wall Street credibility. That's giving users credibility. When you have an RLUSD, your money is in the bank. It's safe, one of the oldest banks there are. And we see those applications right now that are pending that are going to take things to the next level. A U.S. national bank charter and a Federal Reserve master account pending. They're going to get that done, and this is the future of finance. The full integration of blockchain technology and traditional finance is underway, and we are the leaders here. It's going to be direct piping of the Federal Reserve balance sheet onto the XRP ledger. That's a game changer. That's a differentiator. That is the future here. XRP capturing headlines and interest. Ripple stablecoin strategy is quietly building institutional infrastructure that will, it says could, forget could, will revolutionize cross-border payments and establish RLUSD as a dominant USD-pegged digital asset. And beyond that, what have we seen? We've seen it's not just RLUSD. All of a sudden, Circle capitulated, and they're like, oh, we got to be on that network. We're going on there as well. We've been clamoring for half a decade. We need a stable coin. And the minute we get a world-class one, now people are flooding to this network saying, oh, we want to be involved in that too. It's no accident. They know what's going to happen, and they don't want to give up market share here. RLUSD expanding the institutional bridge. We see them expanding big time into Europe as well. We have on their advisory board, people from the ex-Boston Fed, RBI governors, FDIC chair. So we have some heavy hitters here sitting on this board. It's elite. We see an expansion into Europe. This is going to be used in the Middle East and Asia. This is truly a global asset. This is going to pay massive dividends for the XRP ledger and all of the assets on there. It's going to give everything from XRP on down a lot more liquidity. XRP's market structure, this is the calm before the storm. We look at the bullish indicators here. Whales are accumulating. 163 million XRP here since July 26. Exchange balances continue to decline, and future open interest hit a record $10 billion on July 24th. You see what's going on here. The bearish concerns are almost nothing. We have seen a little bit of a decline in active addresses. That's going to pick up as this bull run continues. And then you have the Chris Larson fund that the guy sold 1% of his holdings. It means nothing. It is literally nothing. If Chris does something, I'll call him out on it. People are going to sell. Whales are going to sell a little bit of their stash here to pull some money back. Not a big deal at all. That is nothing. If the worst thing you have to worry about is Chris Larson selling less than 2% of his holdings, you got a pretty good time of it here. Critical developments to monitor. Of course, the SEC appeals resolution, once it's official, once they withdraw, Judge Torres' ruling becomes active. It's final. It's over. There's nothing else to approve. It is game over. The minute the SEC appeal drops off, we are good. We are golden, and that's huge. ETF pipeline expansion, of course. We're seeing futures have success. We want those spot ETFs, and also BlackRock and Fidelity entering the fray here with their own XRP ETFs. You know it's going to happen. They're not going to concede other major crypto assets. And I think the SEC appeal drops. Then here comes BlackRock and Fidelity. Regulatory approvals, again, Federal Reserve and OCC decision makers on Ripple's national charter and master account applications. Hopefully that gets done. And also we want to see more crypto regulations passed, because that, codifies everything and makes it permanent. RLUSD, keep looking at that. Its growth, its competitiveness, and that just tells you, can Ripple launch something and grow it to scale? And so far, all indicators are looking as bullish as you can. And on-chain health, we want to see more active addresses, more payment volume, and of course, we want to see XRP's price continue to sustain above $3 and show growth. And that will come with, expansion of the crypto market cap as we really go through this growth cycle. A lot of people are like, oh no, we're at $3.10. The price is crashing. That ain't nothing. If you've been around the time we've been above $2, no less, $3 is almost nothing. It's this little speck of time. That's just, a healthy pullback. No big deal. Prices are not crashing when we're above $3. This is the perfect staging point for the next run up, the serious part of this growth phase. Should be right around the corner. We'll see it play out here. Lastly, bottom line, XRP's institutional momentum, it has arrived. It is here. Regulatory closure. No more stupid lawsuits. Wall Street grade custody for RLUSD. And this ETF ecosystem is on the cusp. We are going to see this launch where we're fully integrated into Wall Street, and it's going to be an in-demand asset. Perfect time. We see advanced features like the EVM sidechain, light programmability coming to the XRP ledger, DeFi, RWAs, all sorts of stuff, just massive growth, and that's what matters here. At the end of this video, you'll see it pop up here. It's called Why We Win. It tells you some of the strategic advantages for the XRP ledger versus the number one altcoin in the world, Ethereum, and why we should scale towards growth. You also see it down below. Check that out. And as always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.